Konnichiwa,
Howdy.
and welcome to another old school or new school. And we are your hosts, Nick and Lance. What's up, motherfuckers? Good to see you. Welcome back.
Or welcome if it's your first time.
Yeah, if it's your first time, weird one to drop in on, bro.
No, not really. I think the title is familiar enough that it might get people's interest.
Okay, yeah. I could jive with that. There's so much content that we've already put out there. So this week, we decided, let's do the Spider-Man movies.
Yes, at least the Peter Parker ones.
Yeah, and that was Spider-Man
Yep.
by Sam Raimi. Then we had The Amazing Spider-Man. I guess instead of saying Sam Raimi, I should have said the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. And then we had The Amazing Spider-Man with
Andrew Garfield.
And then we had Spider-Man Homecoming
Yeah.
with
Tom... What's his name?
Tom
It's the old man brain.
Flabbenabba.
Tom Holland.
Yes, him.
Old man brain.
And I at first we were like, let's just do the first two, and then it was kind of like, okay, let's throw in Homecoming, and then we found
No, if we were going to do the two, we knew we had to do the three.
yeah, well, and then I threw a curveball that we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Because it started getting convoluted. It was like, well, now do we need to do like Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
And I think Into the Spider-Verse should just get its own
Yeah, I think we should do that one.
its own review.
Its own review, because that's at least, while it has Peter Parker in it, that's the origin of Miles Morales. These ones are all kind of, I guess, the beginnings of Peter Parker Spider-Man. Although if we were doing the real beginning of the home of Tom Holland's Peter Parker, we should have done Civil War.
But then you get a recap of that in the beginning of the movie. But yeah, even one of my coworkers, when I started watching Homecoming, he was like, "Oh, that was the first appearance. Technically, his first movie was in Civil War." And I was like, "Mike, I know that."
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But I was like, Mike, I know that. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah. You got to get them on the technicalities. How would someone else know if you're like, I got it. I got the insider information.
And it was fun watching that because, like, even then, that was even ad hoc in because, like, Tony did the Underoos, and when you watch like the thing, he doesn't even pull up his hand when he screams Underoos. Like Iron Man's just standing there, and you hear Underoos. He's like, "Oh, that's me. I gotta go." And it was like, maybe it was just another alternate universe, or maybe I'm just being pedantic.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So we're doing, and you looked up the years on these.
Yeah, 2002 for the original, 2012 for The Amazing Spider-Man, 2017 for Homecoming.
Right.
So,
and then we'll talk about the other one.
Yeah,
later.
a 10-year space followed by a 5-year space, which means we've already passed when we should have rebooted Spider-Man yet again. I guess, but did it Into the Spider-Verse come out in 2019? Because maybe we didn't miss it because they rebooted Spider-Man yet again.
I feel like it was right at the beginning of the pandemic that movie came out.
2008. So, a year. They put out another Spider-Man movie.
2008 was.
Sorry, 2018. Sorry.
I was about to say
18.
Because I was also thinking I did see it in the theater. I didn't go see shit while the pandemic was happening. So
I did not go to the theater to see that one. I didn't even know it existed until at one point in time it was on a streaming service. And I'm like, what's this movie?
I went and saw it just because Tim is a gigantic Spider-Man fan. Really wanted to go see it in the theater, so that made me really want to go see it in the theater, and I'm glad I did.
Yes.
But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, that's the Miles Morales. So I guess do you want to rate him?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with the rating. So Nick, if you had to give Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
Yes.
0 to 10, what would you give it?
I'm going to give this one an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
A little off.
Yeah, close. What about you, Lance?
I'm going to give this one a 9.
What, 8?
Okay. Okay. But I could see why you did that. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
The Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm buying time as
you shuffle
through
your
cards.
numbers. We'll go ahead and get your number ready.
Yep. The Amazing Spider-Man, 0 to 10.
6.
Okay. 1 off again.
Yep. How about you?
I'm going to give that one I'm gonna give it a 7.
Oh, you got one. All right, and now
Homecoming.
Lance.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you give Homecoming?
I'd give Homecoming.
I had my answer locked in before the video, so
I didn't look.
I'll stick with it.
I didn't look.
No, I'll stick with it.
You change it. I didn't look. You can go and change it if you want to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, but that's easy. I'm not going to change it. That's easy new information. Go ahead.
Okay. I'd give it an 8.
Oh, okay. I should good thing I stayed. Because I went 8, 7, 8 when it was 9, 7, 8. Okay.
Yeah. So those are just our ratings.
Oh, well, my Homecoming rating.
Oh shit! Yeah. Nick,
Is-
how about you?
A7.
7?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I was way off on that one. All right.
Well, so I guess, well, spoilers for these 3 movies, because we're going to start comparing and contrasting and talking about why we like certain things. And in these sort of movies, we definitely can do like direct comparisons to like uncle deaths and love interests and rate it that way too, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of break it down. This one's got the best whatever, and this one's got the best whatever. So spoiler warnings for these 3 movies, but at this point in time, I think Homecoming and Spider-Man are on Disney Plus. The Amazing Spider-Man, I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. It might have been on Netflix.
Not sure. I watched them all in Plex.
Well, as you can see, this is such an old DVD that my Blu-ray player doesn't play it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which is okay. It ends up being a full screen. That was back in the day when you'd go to the store and most things were full screen.
Full
Which
screen
I
special
didn't
edition?
want, but that was what's there, and I wanted Spider-Man. And then this one, I like broke it out to like, I'm gonna watch The Amazing Spider-Man in my DVD. But then there was a code inside. Then I'm like, I wonder if that code's still good. And then I checked the code, and it was still good. So I watched it on my iPad instead, because my iPad would be in high definition, whereas the Blu-ray or the DVD would not have been.
Smart.
And then I just watched Homecoming on Disney Plus, because my Blu-ray is at someone's place at the moment. Hence why it would be right here otherwise.
Yeah, I have the Blu-ray version of Homecoming, but it's like
Somewhere.
I have no clue where it's at. Most likely, I let someone borrow it, and I have no idea.
Okay, well, I said spoilers plenty time ago, so you've got plenty of time to
been warned.
change the channel.
You've been warned.
Yes.
So I want to start this off with saying that even though I gave these particular ratings, if you would ask me what movie was the best in different contexts, I would probably rate them differently.
Okay. So, I guess, do we want to start which one of these 3 do you think is like the best, if it's not via score? Do you think like Spider-Man: Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie?
I don't.
Of these 3.
I don't. I think, I'll be honest, I think the Andrew Garfield version had the most Spider-Man-y shit out of all of them. And I thought that he naturally felt like more of a Peter Parker kind of character.
So I thought he was the worst of the Peter Parkers, but he was really good as a Spider-Man, because I enjoyed him as Spider-Man himself.
Yeah, I love watching Spider-Man grab shit with his feet. Like with the Sam Raimi stuff, I think they did it like maybe once or twice, but like there were so many times, and they did it in Homecoming too, because I was paying attention, where like like he's beating people up, and then he'll just reach out and touch you with his foot and like pull you in. Like I thought that, but they did that like a lot in the Andrew Garfield version, where he was using his feet to like stick this shit
And like fling him around.
Yeah, and I fucking loved it. And I thought like some of the action, some of his maneuverability, like I thought that was like the most Spider-Man-y shit that I wanted to see as far as like action. Now, him as Peter Parker, not great.
I think he's fine. I just think that version of Peter Parker is too cool for me.
Yeah, he's very hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not very nerdy. He's like grungy and like, I'm so misunderstood.
Yeah. That just kind of weird kid in the class that's still like, I don't know, he kind of like knows who he is at a certain point, which is why I think I don't know, of the 3, I think Tom Holland does the best in the 2 roles. So I think he's a really good Peter Parker, and he's a really good Spider-Man. Whereas I think Tobey Maguire is like probably the best Peter Parker, but he's the worst Spider-Man or whatever, just because it didn't quite fit with the... I don't know, his voice doesn't quite fit for Spider-Man for me. But like as a Peter Parker, he's like the biggest nerd. And I kind of like his transformation scene, and kind of like how even after transforming whatever, he's still kind of a dork.
Yeah, I thought that Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, and I thought he was a great Spider-Man. But he does look like he's 30.
Yeah. All the kids in the high school look like they're full-on adults.
Yeah, and it's hard to displace that. But as far as Homecoming, as far as accuracy, like in age and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
I thought Tom Holland was great
Oh, yeah.
as Peter Parker, but I did not like his line delivery as Spider-Man. You know, the ferry for burglars left at like 10:14 or whatever. Like it's just whenever he would make his quips, it just sounded weird.
He still sounds unsure of himself, I think.
Yeah, and if that's what they were going for, then they fucking nailed it. But like as far as Spider-Man-y, you know, like the stunts and everything like that, I think that the Andrew Garfield movie was great. I really liked the storyline. I thought the lizard looked fucking bad.
Yeah, I didn't like the lizard, and I also what kind of because the Amazing Spider-Man had a lot of stuff in it I liked. The lizard is something I didn't necessarily like. Cause I really like Dr. Connors, but their portrayal of him, I suppose, is a bit too Green Goblin for me. It seemed like because he was talking to himself, like the lizard side of him was trying to like convince the man side of him. Like this is just you're doing the Green Goblin again.
So, but I think that the Green Goblin from Spider-Man was more like what the lizard was supposed to be, because the Green Goblin I think was just supposed to be fucking insane. Like I correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't know that there's like a dual personality of the Green Goblin and Norman Osborn. It was just Norman Osborn was fucking crazy and was the Green Goblin. I think the lizard was supposed to be more of the thing talking in your fucking head.
He's more of the Jekyll Hyde sort of one or whatever.
Right. But that said, you know, I picked up Spider-Man when McFarlane had his run on it in the comic books. And even then, I'd read the comic book maybe once, and then I'd put it in a bag and backboard and never touch it again. Because I was that much of a collectible fucking comic book nerd back then. And then eventually got to a point where I just stopped reading the comics because I didn't want them to be wrinkled or touched by greasy fingers. But I do know a little bit about it, and I think that was more of the lizard's thing.
I mean, that's probably the case, but at the same time, you just had a movie, or I guess just 10 years ago, you had a movie with someone acting that way. You probably want to change him up.
Yeah.
And I also wanted him to have a lizard face.
Yeah, instead of like the flat nosed fucking thing. But like some of the stuff they did, like him when Gwen Stacy was in the fucking room with them, he did that. And that's how like lizards like they taste things in the area. Like I thought that was neat.
That's like it's cool. I like his claws, kind of like him reaching out and the nails getting like longer. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff to it. Like the high school fight was pretty dope.
Indeed, yeah, and how nasty the claws were when he had like his hand on him and basically just set the claws on him and like
drag across his chest.
And it doesn't look like it really is like doing that much damage. And then he takes off the fucking shirt and there's like,
oh yeah,
yeah, like he's rent asunder. But like, it was just I don't know if it's just the old fucking fuddy-dud in me, but it's like I still watch the Sam Raimi version of the movie and I'm just like, that is a feel-good, makes me happy movie. I think that Tobey Maguire's line delivery is great, even though, again, he's fucking 30-year-old Peter Parker.
Yeah, and some of it's not the best. It's like it's you who will fail Gobby, and it doesn't quite hit as well. But for the most part, it's decent.
Yeah, and then I really liked like the lady who played Aunt May.
Yes.
In the original.
So, I guess favorite Aunt May is she your favorite Aunt May of the three?
I mean, Marissa Tomei is fucking hot.
But as Aunt May, who's your favorite? Sally
Field was pretty damn good. Like, I really liked Sally Field. She embodied what I felt like May should have been, but the lady from the Sam Raimi movies looked like fucking Aunt May.
Yes, and I think and she's also just really wholesome and nice. I mean, it's an actress who I was not familiar with, Rosemary Harris.
Yeah, but like she's over the top where like lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from finish it.
Yeah.
From evil. Like, I get it, you're scared, but it was so over the top. And then when they go to the hospital and she's like, oh, those eyes,
those horrible
yellow eyes. It was just like, okay. But,
I think she's my favorite Aunt May just because she's what I'm more used to, I guess. Because I don't know if it's misunderstood or if it's maybe not a thing that people are as knowledgeable about or whatever, but like she's Aunt May, but really she's his great Aunt May. But you don't like when your parents call someone aunt, like you grow up calling them aunt too. So it's his Uncle Ben and is his great Uncle Ben, and his Aunt May is his great Uncle May, great Aunt May. Not it's not they're not the same age as parents. They're the same age as his grandparents because they would be one of the grandparents' siblings.
Okay.
So when they start aging May down, because at least Sally Field could still be a grandmother to Andrew Garfield, but Marissa Tomei is obviously his aunt. So they've kind of like aged her down to full-on aunt, not great aunt.
Yeah, like Sally Field is like May in her 60s.
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei is like May in her late 30s, early 40s.
That's I even checked. I don't remember who played Ben Parker, or not Ben, the Richard Parker, but he was 20 years younger than Martin Sheen, so he would have been like 20 years older than an uncle, or 20 years younger than an uncle. Perfect. Like that is easily believable. So they still could have been the grandparent age aunt and uncle as opposed to the aunt and uncle.
I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Which is something I've always noticed, which is why I like that one. Is Ben like that Ben Parker and that Aunt May Parker look like his grandparents?
It's as far as it comes to acting, like when it comes to how May looks, easily.
Yeah.
Easily the lady from the first one.
Yeah.
But when it comes to how I think May should be, like Sally, it's more tongue-in-cheek in the first Raimi movie where it's like, does Aunt May know?
Yeah.
But they never really say, like, does she know? Like, but the way she talks about Spider-Man when, like, Peter's, like, down in the dumps makes you figure she's probably figured it out.
Whereas Sally Field, it sounds like she's probably figured it out, because why the hell else would he come home looking like that and her just being like, oh, God, Peter. Well, anyway.
Yeah. And then eventually she just kind of drops it. And it's like, whatever you're doing, I guess you're just, doing it for whatever reasons you have. And maybe you'll find yourself. But, like, she gets it at some point. Like, she figures it out. But it's like she acted like I wanted May to be. Because May would be disappointed with you. And I'm so disappointed, Peter. But, like, Sally Field was just like, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
When you go out at night, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Like, and you felt like that familiar, that family kind of like caring. And because I know May loves Peter more than life itself, but it's like with her line delivery made me believe I love you and I'm worried about you and I don't know where you're going and you won't fucking talk to me. So, and you don't get it. To me, I'm just Aunt May, but it's like, I love you like you're my child. And like, I thought her line delivery was fantastic. Now, I'm not discounting Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei
really
was more like, fun.
Yeah, she's your fun aunt.
Yeah, it's not larby enough. Too much larb. Like she's groovy. I love her and she's gorgeous. But it's like, as Peter has been going backwards in age, so has Aunt May.
Yeah, well, it's I guess because he's supposed to be in high school in this movie, but he's obviously like 30. But he's supposed to be in high school, and this one's supposed to be high school, and the other one's supposed to be high school. Like those. Like Aunt May and stuff, and Uncle Ben, they're old enough to potentially have been retired. Versus like Marissa Tomei, Aunt May is still working age.
She's definitely still working, yeah. Or maybe she doesn't have to because everyone's giving her stuff for free.
Yeah, and even Maguire's Uncle Ben was still working too. But even though I think he said he was in the sick. I can't remember exactly how old he said he was, but no, I'm 60, whatever, and I can't do computer stuff anymore. I can't figure that stuff out. Yeah. But he's still working because he kind of needs to.
Who was your favorite Uncle Ben?
The original Uncle Ben, because I mean we only have two comparisons.
So I really liked Martin Sheen.
I liked him as Uncle Ben, but I guess the whole him reaching for the gun thing is kind of what this doesn't hit the same really.
So. The only thing I can chalk that up to, so the first movie they show you Ben gets shot by the burglar. Then the second movie it's Ben goes wandering out and, looking for Peter and gets shot by a guy stealing beer, which was weird that he even jumped for the gun because the guy dropped the beer like a block away. Like when he crosses the street, he runs into someone, drops the beer, and then like the gun comes out. Like, there was no reason to go struggling for the gun, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, it's just it seemed contrived to kill Uncle Ben that way. Whereas, like, in the other one, like, I liked how warm he was. And then I just kind of like that conversation that they had, that kind of like, you say something hurtful, and then you kind of go about doing your thing, but then fucking life gets in the way and kind of kills that person. And now the last thing you said to them is something hurtful.
And yeah, I liked the original Uncle Ben from the movie, but then I feel like somebody was like, we don't want to do the Batman shit again, and show the same fucking origin.
It felt like they were trying to change it it felt like purposeful, like we're not doing the same thing, like that. With great power comes great responsibility. Just say the line. Whereas in the other one, like, if you've got a moral obligation to do it, then you have to. It's not whatever responsibility.
You have to be true to yourself.
This is so clunky. Just say with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, they just didn't want to do that.
They just didn't want to say it.
Which, I mean, that's fine. It still gets the same point across. You have to be you inside, and you have to do what you think is right. And then in this one, Homecoming, it's like they're not going to do that again. They're not going to retread that ground. It just happened, and just go with it.
I think we talked about it once before, but I think in Civil War, there is the hint that perhaps Uncle Ben passed away. He doesn't say it. He just kind of gives a hint that there was someone important in his life that's gone. So I think that was them kind of being like, yeah, the Uncle Ben thing happened. But then, as things happen, so forth. The third movie, we won't go into it. But I just like, with great power comes great responsibility. It's like like Wolverine saying bub, or whatever. It's just one of those things that people say. It's like, that's the line. That is the Spider-Man line, and just keeping it truncated, catchy. It works. You don't need to try to twist it.
So, as far as like storyline, which one was your favorite?
I think the first one.
So the first one made it for me only for the fact of like the interesting characters. Bonesaw.
Yep.
I got you for 3 minutes.
3 minutes playtime.
3 minutes of playtime. That's a nice costume. Who made it for? Who knit it for you? Your husband? He's like, get down here. Like, that whole scene was fantastic.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell was great. What's your name? I'm the man spider.
Yeah, the human spider.
The human spider. That sucks.
It's the Amazing Spider-Man. It's like they chopped my name wrong.
Yeah, but like, I wasn't crazy about William Dafoe.
Oh, I love William Dafoe.
When he was wearing the goblin suit.
Yeah, it looks very Power Rangey.
Yes, like, I hated the mask.
Yeah.
Like, I hated the mask because it was just so fucking big.
It's why would you have a man with a goblin face? For a real face, and then put a mask on him that just kind of hides all of it. Like, Willem Dafoe has a perfect, just like, goblin face. I mean, if you were to go like, put makeup on him or whatever, and just kind of say he's wearing a mask or something, he looks like a goblin.
They had to hide him. They're not going to expect fucking William Dafoe like doing roundhouse kicks and shit. So you got to hide that face for the stuntman, I guess. But
it still looked very Power Rangey.
But the one of the best scenes in the Sam Raimi version was the when he's talking to himself in the mirror.
It's so good.
Like, it just, the way he stalks towards the thing when he's like, it was us, I did it for you, I did it for both of us. And then all of a sudden his posture had changed. He's like, but I don't understand why. Like, that whole scene was fucking brilliant. I think that the Goblin in the first movie was more ruthless. Like, he had no fucks to give.
He's throwing bombs that turn people to skeletons.
Yeah. And he straight up just eliminates 5 of them in one shot. Kills his fucking partner back to formula. Like, that, just, he was great.
I think that's also something I liked about the first one, is that Peter Parker is becoming Spider-Man at the same time that Norman is becoming the Goblin, and they don't really have anything to do with each other. It's not like one man caused the other one. It's not like a cause and effect. It's just, here comes a superhero and here comes a supervillain, and they're going to naturally clash.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. I think Sam Raimi's a brilliant director. I think these movies were fantastic. The first one is a great movie. I don't know if we're ever going to do any of the additionals, but like Spider-Man 2 was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Alfred Molina in that movie, oh my God, that dude can act his way out of several paper bags stacked up on top of each other with a plastic bag on the outside. That guy's just brilliant.
Yeah, if you guys like this one, next month we'll do the round of 2s.
Yeah, they're all there. We can do them.
We can't do a round of 3s, and plus we've already done one of them. But
that's true.
Yeah, we did a new to the scene for the third Holland movie.
Holland movie. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
But we can also do a comparison.
Yep, we sure can.
But we'll just have to do it between 2 movies instead of
Yeah.
3.
But if you guys want us to talk more about Spider-Man, let us know, and maybe next month we'll throw down for the next one, for the next 2,
Yeah.
or the next 3 of 2s.
We're doing this for us, but ultimately,
Yeah,
we're doing it for you too.
yeah. We want people to be interested in what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we got origins for 2 of the Spider-Men, and not really the third one. I guess I think I like the original one better because it felt like Peter's fault, whereas the other one was kind of a thing that happened near Peter. It's like the guy robbed the store and then ran away and then threw Peter some milk, like, "Here you go, kid," and then kind of like left. Mm-hmm. And then when the guy came out, he's like, "You should help me." And he's like, "What are you talking about? Why would a teenager in that particular instance help out?"
Yeah.
Versus the other Spider-Man movie, like, "Hey, I
You
want..."
could have took him apart.
Yeah, like it was a full-on direct. There was a hallway. The criminal was running towards the elevator. The guy that was a wrestler that beat up their best wrestler was next to the elevator.
Yeah.
He could have done, and reasonably, he could have like knocked him over or done something.
Tripped him.
Yeah, you could have expected. That guy might have expected like this kid to have done something. He doesn't necessarily even know he's like a teenager or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at him. He looks like he's 30.
Yeah. This guy's 30. He's not gonna fuck with me.
He even like pressed the button open to like open the elevator, and like he stood aside and let the guy take his elevator. Mm-hmm. Like it was his fault to some degree. I mean, obviously it's that guy's fault.
Well, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen once he gets out in the street. But
I mean, obviously it's the guy with the gun's fault, but you can see why Peter would be like, "I did this."
survivor's guilt heavily on that.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
I let this happen. Whereas in the Amazing Spider-Man, I don't see why he would take it that personally.
Well, it's like if Peter wouldn't have went out, if he wouldn't have exploded and left, then
yeah, Ben wouldn't have
followed him out there.
Yeah.
So I could see where he would have survivor's guilt on that too. But it's like there was just so many things that happened in that scene where it was just like,
why?
yeah, why? Like it did feel very contrived. It was like we have to do it differently, so let's do it differently. But there were so many things. If I was in the street and some fucking dude robbed the store and like came running out with a 6-pack of beer, I probably wouldn't have done anything about it. And then when he fell and dropped a gun, I'd have been like, fucking parks that way.
You have to leave me out of this.
Yeah, like
But I think that's just, it goes back to his speech or whatever. Like, if you've got a moral responsibility to do, like,
it was beer.
yeah, I mean, look at the guy, and your moral responsibility is telling the cops exactly what he looked like.
Yeah, not only that, but it's like he didn't even get away with what he was taking. You know, like
No, he grabbed the money out of the register too.
that's true. But it's like,
Yeah, you get shot for someone stealing $150 from a convenience store.
yeah, it's just I don't know.
Just let him go.
And then
You're 60. He's like 20 something.
yeah.
You're not going to wrestle the gun from him.
It's I don't know. Like you expect to see that scene when it comes to two dudes duking it out because they hate each other, and then the gun falls between them. So then they both go for the gun.
Yeah, but like you expect that between two people who are trying to actively kill each other.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It felt very contrived, but I did like Martin Sheen as Uncle Ben. I thought he was good.
I mean, he definitely felt kind of parent-like too, or whatever. Like when in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man kind of like didn't pick up Aunt May, and he's like, "You owe your aunt an apology," and it's kind of like being very kind of parental.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I also liked was like in Spider-Man, you had Uncle Ben. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter. And then like when he says that, it's heart wrenching, and you're just like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, it's like this one, no tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
This one at least got a little water, kind of.
Well, he just goes down.
Yeah, he's down dead.
He's just fucking gone. He gets shot. He's just gone.
But this one, you have the whole thing. Like, you get to see like Tobey Maguire's cry face, which is a meme, but it's also sad. And then like the cop is immediately like, "We've got him going down here," and that's when he's like, "Fuck, I'm going after this guy." And it's kind of that immediate thing, and then he like pulls the mask off, and it's the guy he let go. So it's got a longer, more emotional punch. And then I think even it looked like the way that it was presented that Tobey Maguire is the one that told Aunt May that Uncle Ben died, because he walks in and you kind of see like her standing in such a way, and then like he talks to her a little bit, and then you see her like stumble. So I think that in that one, Peter delivers the news.
See, I saw that differently. So with what happened with them rounding out what happened at the park, and then he goes after them, I thought that the cops contacted, and then she's home fucking distraught, wondering if Peter's dead too. And then when he comes walking in, she's like, does that stumble of relief that you're okay.
And I read it as him telling her.
Both are viable.
Yeah.
Like, because we'll never know that because they don't ever really disclose that.
Yeah, and it was dialogueless or whatever.
Yeah, but like, if you were guilty of something, like, I wouldn't imagine you'd walk straight in the door and be like, Uncle Ben's dead.
No, I mean, that's kind of, you sit down and something awful happened anyway, and
Yeah.
like, Ben died.
But she like immediately like collapses into tears. So
I think it was a little thing.
I mean, it can go either way. I'm sure there's a fifth and sixth way of how people thought it went down out there. And then they didn't do it with the Tom Holland one because the Tom Holland one is more light and fluffy.
It's also the Tom Holland one is like Spider-Man 2. Or like 1.5 or whatever. Because it's Spider-Man started in Civil War. And then we picked up with him already being Spider-Man. He's just because these Spider-Men are the only heroes in that world. Like the only superheroes.
Right.
And Tom Holland's coming up as a superhero in a world full of superheroes. And he's like, I'm this strong, but everyone else is like up here. And he's got the kind of role models to be like, I want to be like these superheroes.
That's true.
And then him hopping around is like in the world, it's like, it's a Spider Guy. No one is impressed with Spider-Man in that world. It's to the point where like, hey, that's Spider-Man, right? Do a flip. And he does like a flip. We're just like, okay, here's this little guy that's kind of like essentially a street level hero, and people are just kind of like, okay. Even him like pointing directions to an old lady, and I kind of like how he was trying to be a hero but was kind of shit at it.
Yeah.
Where he kind of like hops in front of the guy with the bike and kind of like webs the web to him. It's like zips him up, and he's like, whose bike is this?
Yeah, and then has the sign, if it's your bike, don't steal it. Yeah. I thought it was good. Like, yeah, you see him as more of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in that part. But I also love the idea that the Tom Holland Spider-Man is in a universe that has established heroes. So, like, it's not outside of the realm of, like, as far as I know, Hell Kitchens is not too far from where he's at.
Yeah, because he's in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Or is he Brooklyn?
I think
because one of the Captain America, one of them was Bronx, one of them was Brooklyn.
Captain America is Bronx, and Peter, I believe, is Brooklyn.
Okay, I don't remember because they say at the Civil War, he's like, "Where are you from, kid?" He's like, "I'm from Bronx," and he's like, Brooklyn," or vice versa.
It might be vice versa.
I
I'm
don't
not
remember
sure.
which.
It's New York.
Yeah.
They're all
different boroughs.
Fucking slums. But yeah, like Hell's Kitchen, I would imagine is not too much further from that. So like running into Matt Murdock, which they do eventually. It's just, I love that idea. But everyone's doing their thing. They're low key and they're fucking street level heroes. So you might read in the hero in a newspaper, the devil of fucking Hell's Kitchen, it was added again. But because that's a local paper that would circulate in that area, it probably wouldn't get to where Peter's at. So I do like that. I didn't really, I guess, ever think about the fact that Spider-Man is the only hero in fucking New York with these other two movies.
Yeah, it's so. At least they never explore the world in the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man. So we are not necessarily keyed in as whether there's like a big guy over in like London or something like doing some shit, or a big guy in Chicago. But from what we know, like Spider-Man is it. Whereas it is absolutely well defined that in Homecoming he is not the only one. He's not it.
So I will say this, is that you still had Dr. Connor, who was doing his little experiments and stuff like that. In the Sam Raimi verse, you also had Felicia Hardy that was working at the Daily Bugle, who was Black Cat.
Was that is it
Elizabeth Banks?
Was she Felicia?
Yeah, she was Felicia Hardy.
Because we'll get to a Felicia Hardy there eventually.
Yeah, but like, she's totally Black Cat, but like you never get it.
Well, no, she's Miss Brandt. I don't think she was Felicia Hardy.
I don't know.
I mean, it could have come around, but I don't think she was. I'm looking at all the people named Bonettes. For Bone.
You're going down, little man. Yeah, I was always under the impression that was Felicia Hardy, but
I think the only one that they kind of threw in the idea of was the ring announcer eventually being Mysterio. In a magical fourth Sam Raimi movie, it would have started with him kind of capturing Mysterio, and it would have been Bruce Campbell. There was like,
I've never heard that.
There was production drawings or whatever of it, whatever you call those storyboards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as well as storyboards of it.
I mean, I guess that could work since he was 3 different characters
Yeah.
in all of the movies.
Yeah, it was kind of led to believe that's the same guy in all of them.
How great would that have been?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been like short. I think it would have been like the movie starting with him being like, yeah, I would have got away with it, Spider-Man, and him being like tied up or whatever. Not an actual him being the main villain of the movie.
And who would have thought that would have been one of the best movies? The one with Mysterio with Jake Gyllenhaal?
So good.
That movie was fucking tits.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that movie was so fucking good. And like,
maybe we'll get to it.
maybe. Request if you... Well, I guess we've already ruined what we thought about it.
Yeah. I think every Spider-Man movie is pretty good. This one, I think the second Amazing Spider-Man is less.
It's the worst of the bunch.
But it's still good. It's still good enough.
It's the worst of the bunch. And the worst part about that is Paul Giamatti is one of my favorite actors of all time, period. He's one of the best. And he's so fucking bad, that movie.
So is that him, and then Jeff Bridges is right up there?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfair because
They're like him for different reasons.
I like a lot of Jeff Bridges' work, but it's like there's one movie that I fucking love him in, which makes him like my favorite. But then there's a lot of movies. There's a huge body of work that Paul Giamatti has.
That's just so good.
That is just so fucking good. So Jeff Bridges still on top.
Yeah.
I've already said I'd totally give my black cherry to him if he was like, Lance, let me have it. I'd be like, here it is, buddy. Offer still open if you're watching this, Jeff. But
cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say too much because if we review the other movies,
I've been trying to leave out what I think of the second episodes because we might talk about them. We could.
It's potential. If someone requests whatever, we will watch them eventually. I know that Nettie has requested us watch a movie, and I've not forgotten about you, and we will watch the movie. But I think she wanted us to watch Poetic Justice.
Oh, no, I think I've never heard of that one.
And when we did, we'll go back and look at it, but she made a comment on one of our movies where she was like, watch this movie. And I've been wanting to get to it. We just haven't yet, but we're going to do that for you because you're the bomb. But yeah, request. If you want us to watch things, you don't even have to be like, I want you to watch this movie because of blah. Just be like, Spider-Man 2, and we'll fucking watch it. But the other thing I want to talk about with these movies is ugly crying. Who do you think did the best ugly crying?
Like, as in actually good? Or in my favorite, because it's Tobey Maguire's my favorite.
Okay.
Just because it's got like it's got that it's a good face.
Yeah, it is. But like, I think that Andrew Garfield did a good job too. But most gut wrenching was, I think, Tom Holland.
When did he cry in?
When he was underneath the staff.
Oh, that was real good.
Yeah, that was, to me, that was visceral.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite scenes out of all three of these movies. It's just because that's like one of the ones that's right out of the comic book. I can't remember which comic book it was or who he's fighting, but like he got collapsed upon, and then that entire issue essentially was him trying to escape the concrete and him trying to hype himself up. And I just like that he was under there, like he was stuck, he couldn't get out, he started crying because they're like crying out because he's a fucking teenager.
And he goes into straight panic mode.
He goes into panic, and eventually he just starts trying to hype himself up, like, you're Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man, you can do it, Spider-Man. He's not calling himself, Peter. He's referring to himself like Spider-Man can do this, so he kind of summons the strength and like gets out of it. It's so good.
Yeah, and it was, I think story-wise, I think that Homecoming was the best of the three, only for the fact that Vulture looked fucking awesome.
He's so good.
And when they said that they were going to have Keaton play Vulture in the first movie, I was like, how is that going to work?
Yeah, amazingly, apparently.
Yeah, like, but I mean, it was a complete departure of what Adrian Toomes was.
Yeah, it's not at all Shocker. It's not at all Adrian Toomes. I guess it's a little bit the Tinkerer. I don't really know a lot about the Tinkerer, but I mean, that's closer. But for the most part, you just kind of take the names and looks and then just kind of change them, because that's not what the Vulture's about. He's an old man trying to be young again, so he's inventing youth-sapping juice.
Yeah, and flying around in a full-on bird suit. Yeah. So, I mean, he looked so fucking cool.
Yeah.
The fucking bomber jacket, the fucking, like, the green eyes and shit.
And then like the flight helmet or whatever with, like, the oxygen mask that kind of just made it look
Oh my
kind of like a beakish.
God,
sort
he
of-
looked so fucking dope, and like the big fucking VTOL fucking fans
Yeah,
and shit
and the
on
ones that
wings.
like when he got like when he was getting webbed and he like held the wings out and like cut him was so fucking good.
Yeah, that's so. One of my favorite scenes in the second Spider-Man movie is when Milena is on the subway and they're doing the fight, and then when Spider-Man's down, when he walks into the subway car, he does like that side step in, and then he does the body twist as the arms basically widen
Oh
the
yeah,
hole.
he does the thing and that's
Yeah,
good, that's
he
good.
walks through and he does like the twist, and then like the arms push the fucking hole back. That scene gives me a charge every single time because that's body acting like to me at its best. With Keaton on that part where like he's getting webbed and like you see Keaton like straight up like turn and pull the arm up because the arms are what's controlling the wings, and you see him pull the arm up, and like I just love how it comes right into the foreground and then snips the fucking web. Yeah, it was so good. I don't know whose idea that was, but fucking bravo.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to work at first when it was like, oh, it's a wingsuit. And I was like, this is going to be bad, but you know, it's going to be Michael Keaton, so he's going to save it. And then the entire movie, I was just like, so good.
And I don't know that any of these other movies really had twists, save for Homecoming, and because I wasn't expecting a twist in a fucking Spider-Man movie, and then like he opens up Liz's door and it's fucking and it's Michael Keaton.
And Amber, when that happened in the theater, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And Amber was like, I saw that coming a mile away.
See, I wasn't looking for it.
Me either. I was not looking for it. And at the end of the movie, when we walked out, Amber was like, I saw that coming a mile away. And I was like, how? How the fuck did you see that? Well, you never see your dad. Like, you never see your parents. It was like, you never see Ned's parents. What, was Ned going to be like the fucking Scorpion? Or you know, like his dad's going to be Scorpion or something? You just don't see that.
They do foreshadow it with like I'm doing this for my family, and like my little girl drew this, and it's kind of setting up that he's got a family, and the reason why he gets into this whole enterprise is for his family. We never get into it, so it's set up, but it's not like it wasn't really a thing. I wasn't expecting like Spider-Man to throw like a ha at you.
Yeah, and I love the way he was so taken aback by that. Like he had nothing to say.
He was just inside being like,
Yeah, he was shut the fuck down because he was so stunned by it. And it's like he's stunned in the house, and she's like, "Is that a corsage?" And he's just like, you know. And then when they get in the car, he's still like,
yeah,
you know.
and what's her name? Liz is still doing like, oh look, that's cute, and then he's just like,
yeah, that's really nice.
It's like,
But yeah,
it's Dad. He's really smart. He's working with Tony Stark. That's Stark internship.
oh, Stark, huh?
Stark, huh?
How's that guy?
You sound really familiar.
Yeah, what about the party you went to? Yeah, no, it was a great party. I loved it. It was a fantastic party. I had such a good time. You were barely there. You were there for 2 minutes. No, I was there for longer than that. No, you showed up and then you left. And like just watching his eyes in the fucking rearview mirror as he's looking at Peter like.
And it's even like when he finally gets it, he's like sitting at the red light. And then like the second he gets it, it flips to green. So you get the green wash over him. And he's like, no, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, old Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How's your old pal Spider-Man?
You go on inside. I'm going to give Peter the talk.
I'm going to give
And
the
the-
old dad talk.
And the talk was so fucking good. You get in my way, I'll fucking kill you.
You say,
I'll kill your family. I'll kill your friends. I don't give a fuck. And that was the thing, though. That's what made him so relatable. Mm-hmm. He's doing it for his family.
yeah.
You know?
And originally he just started out like stealing tech and stealing alien shit and then making weapons and selling it.
well, yeah.
Which is immoral, but it's not. He's not murdering people until eventually, like he goes to like stop the shocker and he like zaps up and he's like, "I thought this was the anti-grav gun."
yeah. No, that's that gun.
And then you just kind of see like Spider-Man fucking with his operation kind of twisted dialed up the fuck everything switch, I guess.
Well, it's so why I liked his storyline the most is because one of my other favorite comics back in the day was called Damage Control. And then they talked about Damage Control and other things, and then you got to actually meet Damage Control in this movie. And I was over the moon about that. I thought it was great. But I liked how relatable it was we live in a completely different world where these fucking people that run around in tights, you know, like people worship them.
And blow shit up.
Yeah, and then Damage Control comes in, sees the operation, says, you know, we have the contract to like clean up all this stuff.
And it made sense for Toomes to be like, they make the mess and then they get paid to clean it up. Mm-hmm. And how that would make you super cynical.
Yeah, and then it was like, but not even that. When they just came in and they're like, "We're seizing operations. You're to stop forthwith, and everything that you've collected, you need to turn
And
back
he's
in."
like, I spent a bunch of money for this job.
Yeah.
I got hired by the city. And like, too bad.
And then the asshole's like, "Maybe don't overextend yourself." He's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like, yeah, he's so relatable.
Yeah.
On that part. And then when he kills the fucking dude.
The shocker.
By accident, it's like you can tell this guy is going to protect his family no matter the fucking cost. Because when the guy's like, "You can't afford to have me out there," and he's like, "You know what?
You're right." Yep.
And then he shoots him and kills him. And he's like, "I thought that was the anti-grav gun." He's like, "No, that's the gun over there." And he's just like, "Maybe."
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's like the way he acts is like an example needed to be made, and you are all here to see it. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as it came to like storyline, Homecoming, I think
It's really good.
Yeah, had it in the bag, but it's not what I wanted.
It's also like, as I was watching it, to be like, I've got a friend or something. Like, I've never seen Spider-Man. I mean, of these two movies, I'd be like, here, watch Spider-Man. And Homecoming wouldn't be in that list because Homecoming requires homework.
True.
You need to know all of this shit about the MCU before you can watch Homecoming. It is not a standalone movie. It is not really a Spider-Man solely movie. It's a Spider-Man in the shadow of Iron Man kind of movie.
It's a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, and you kind of need all that information behind it, I think, to probably get the most out of it. Maybe that's not true. Maybe there's people the only MCU movie they've ever seen is Homecoming and they followed it just fine. But I think there's a lot of shit you're missing. Like, you start in the beginning and you're starting in a wreckage of the Avengers movie, like with a big fucking alien in the background. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, there's no context to that. Plus, that movie had the biggest waste of potential when it came to Mary Jane. Because it was neat finding out that she was Zendaya.
That Michelle was called MJ.
MJ. My friends just call me MJ. I didn't think you had friends. Well, now I do, you know. But, like, it was the biggest waste of potential where she's just basically kind of fucking with him in the background the entire movie. And then at the end of it, the twist was it was MJ all along. But, like, where the other girls, Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane, in the other two movies were front and center for the entire flick.
Yeah, I think they were saving, because it seemed like I was going to ask about like which love interest would you like the best?
Felicia Hardy
and Michelle wasn't going to be one of them. It was going to be Liv, Mary Jane, or Gwen Stacy. Because in the first movie, Michelle is not the love interest. It's only like in the later movies do they kind of twist that thing.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
And then it was like when I was watching it, I had in mind that one of my questions was going to be like, which Flash did you like the best? And like which...
Oh, no. Ask the questions.
So, well, we'll start with this one. Which love interest did you like best?
You know, I don't dislike...
Kristen Stewart.
God, why do we do this so late? Where our fucking brain stopped working.
I just don't remember names. Kristen Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. I didn't hate her in this movie.
Yeah.
What I do hate is that when someone does a movie and you like it, and then the person talks shit about the movie, like, because she was like, all I did was scream, like in these movies, which is true.
Yeah, I mean, she was damsel in distress, but I think she had fun bits in this movie.
She did.
I think in the later movies it gets worse, but in this one she was
the most tortured version of the female love interest, because like her parents are straight trash.
Yeah.
She got the worst version of Flash.
Yeah.
Harry's a fucking dickbag.
Yeah, just kind of. It seemed like he wanted to go out with her because Peter wanted her.
Well, it's like you never made a move, and still, you knew I liked her. You know I like her above everyone else, but you also know I'm a chick and shit. So you could wingman for me, or you could just, I don't know,
sweep in and take her.
Yeah, sweep in and take her.
And even then, it was just kind of like his dad was talking shit about her, and it's like, you didn't even say anything back when your dad was talking shit about me.
Yeah, and that look he gave her. Like, did you see the look that fucking William Dafoe was putting on her? It was like, hey, Dad, this is Mary Jane. He's like, yeah. Like, it was so fucking... I'm not female, but that gave me fucking goose flesh. The way he was staring at her, I was just like, yuck. I think out of all of them, I dug... probably the Amazing Spider-Man's version.
I think so too. Like Emma Stone's my favorite. That version of Gwen Stacy and that Emma Stone did was like my favorite of the three.
And she had the right fun-loving feel. She had the right amount of compassion.
They definitely felt more like a duo rather than Spider-Man being on top because she goes and creates the cure or whatever, and kind of passes it off to him or whatever.
And she's hard-headed, where it's like, get the fuck out of there. And she's like, I've got to get these people out of here. And it's like, you need to leave.
Yeah.
You know?
You're a person, and there's a giant lizard dinosaur man coming to wreck your shit.
Yeah. But, like, it was just, I thought that she played the best. Now, as far as, like, Flash, oh, and not to not to say anything about Liv, she was fine.
She was good, but she was...
But she's the one that got dicked over the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, every single time he turned around, he was basically blowing her off.
Yeah, they didn't give her a lot of screen time to kind of develop Liv, because she was more of the... I guess when you're in high school or whatever, you kind of look at someone that is unattainable to you. So by not developing her as much, they kept her at unattainable reach or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's only when she started to like get to that such level that Spider-Man is starting to take over his life.
And realizes he can't have both.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tragedy of Spider-Man. And I think that's why I like Spider-Man a lot, is because it feels real. It feels like it's person. You can't just go out and be fucking superhero all the time. Yeah, you have to live a life too.
His life full on suffers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you had the power to stop evil going on, but it like consumed your life, I mean, would you make that choice?
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And he does have great power.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility.
I think the best Flash was, I'm going to say Homecoming.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think I like the way he's developed the most, but like I think Joe Manganiello was my favorite, which was the original.
Amazing.
It's because he was kind of that big. Flash is the big, beefy, like jock guy that was just a bully, and that's all he was in Spider-Man. And then he was kind of like there and gone.
So,
and also I like Joe Manganiello because he was he's a big D&D guy now, right?
Oh yeah. See, I didn't even know that was Joe Manganiello until you just said that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but now you can see it.
He's so young in that movie. He's younger than Peter Parker.
He was.
Yeah, now that you say it, I can totally see it, but I had no idea. But, like, I liked the Flash Thompson in The Amazing Spider-Man, only for the fact that...
They had the turnaround.
Yeah, well, he was a gigantic fucking douchebag, but, like, when Uncle Ben dies, and he comes up to him, puts his hand on him, and, like, Peter jacks him up, I love the line where he says, it feels good, right? Like, you know, you're embracing that anger, and it feels good to get it out. Because you could tell he's got a lot of that pent-up fucking rage, too.
Yeah, I think, like... Because he was a dickbag. He was, like, the bully dickbag. And then I think Peter, like, schooled him at the basketball thing. And then I think there might have been, like, a slight turn. And then, like, after his uncle died, he's kind of like... He was going to go try to offer some sort of consolation, but you're the fucking bully.
Yeah, you're my foil.
He doesn't want to hear it. And then at the end of the movie where he's wearing the Spider-Man shirt, he's like, that
guy's cool. He gets chicks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really dug Flash in that, but I also I think the kid in Homecoming is fun.
Yeah.
But when I look at him, I don't think Flash.
No, it's more of, I think, the modern take on what a bully is, because I think back when we were younger, you'd had like the jocks and the nerds, but nowadays you tend to get bullied most by the people that are kind of like aligned with the same sort of interest you're in, but they're just kind of like negative and just kind of like, you're better at what they are, the way they want to be good at too, so they just are fucking resentful as shit.
And they tear you down to try and get that edge above you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with social media nowadays, I think that's like, when we were kids, we got bullied at school. Now kids get bullied at school and online all the fucking time. And I think that's what that Flash is meant to represent.
And the bullying that you get in person, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, is more devastating. The stuff you get online is more devastating than you get in physical, because bruises will heal, but fucking like mental fucking anguish that lasts forever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
so,
it's a lot. It's a lot harder for the mental damage that you inflict on someone else to be noticed. Whereas if you punch someone in the face, they're gonna be like, "I saw you do that."
Yeah, it hurt. And
they've got a black eye.
Yeah.
Your fists are like, I could see that you did that. Whereas like he called me Peter Parker. It's like, no, I didn't. I said Peter Parker. You heard that. And
yeah, you heard it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in maybe 5 fights in my entire life. 4 of them, me and the person that we had the altercation with, usually ended up being friends afterwards. You know, that's stuff that you get it out of your system, and then usually you can kind of see eye to eye on certain things. If you're scared and you keep backing down, they will fuck with you forever. The second you stand your ground, it shows that you can't be pushed around anymore, and people usually back the fuck off. And that's kind of what I got from The Amazing Spider-Man. Of Flash was fucking with Peter, and then Peter shows him up in the fucking basketball court, and he's like, obviously I can't push this kid
Yeah,
around
I
anymore.
can't fuck around with this kid.
Yeah, he doesn't fear me anymore.
He's holding a ball that I can't get it out of his fucking hand.
Yeah, my power is fucking gone. And that, how fucked up was that? I had 2 hands on it, you had 1 hand on it. I could not get it
Come on,
out.
take it.
Yeah, that whole thing.
That's good.
And then he does the, like he's gonna spike it in his face and flash like,
It's 2 for flinching.
yeah. Yeah, there were things that I think the show did, all movies did really well. I would like to see more than fucking Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy as the female protagonist, because he did have a thing with fucking Felicia Hardy at one point. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Maybe with the Holland movies continuing on, maybe we can move away from MJ as a love interest and kind of explore some of the other ones he's had. I mean, MJ is always, Mary Jane or whatever, is kind of like always been the big one. But I mean, having a chance to explore and maybe his bad side with like Black Cat being a thing would be kind of interesting.
That'd be amazing, especially if they introduce her as a foil.
Yes.
And then they straight up do like the whole fucking Batman and Catwoman thing, because that's essentially what it is. You know, they're at opposite ends, but they're also drawn to each other, which I think is still one of the best Batman things, where like Black Cat was just like, oh, he's so entrancing, I love him, and then she actually like gets a date with Bruce Wayne. It's like, whatever, dude. You know, she likes the person underneath the mask. She doesn't like the person itself. But yeah, it's probably just the old fuddy-duddy in me, and that this is the first thing I saw, and that's why I love it the most.
You know what, really, like of all these 3 movies, what kind of like the winning factor is?
The what?
The winning factor?
Sure, what?
J. Jonah Jameson.
And that's why I think this fucking... I was going to bring that up. I think that's why this movie got fucking panned so hard.
And even we don't get J. Jonah back in Homecoming, and not the same way. And it's not the way I like J. Jonah.
It's a wink and a nod.
Yeah. Whereas in this one, he's a character. He's like Peter's boss, and he's just a fucking asshole. But he's also even in this one, you kind of get the sense that he like cares, because I mean, like when Green Goblin came through, and he's like, "Who takes the pictures of Spider-Man?" He's like, "I don't know. I get them in the mail. They're anonymous." Like he's not going to turn in a source because as a
his integrity.
He's got integrity.
Yep.
Whether he cares or not, I mean, it's integrity. You don't turn over your sources. He's a journalist.
Yeah. It not only that, but like in the second movie when like Spider-Man quits and he's like, he's gone, and I had a part to play in that, and I miss him. And then he gets fucking webbed, and he's like, and he's a menace. And it's J.K. Simmons is another one of, I'd say, my top 5 actors of all time. The man is great, and like I don't think they'll ever find anyone to embody J. Jonah Jameson like that guy did. Like he was so good. Nah, freelance. That's what you want to do. That's right. I'll send you meats for Christmas.
Meats.
Yeah, like he was just so fucking good.
Yeah, and then he walks out and. Elizabeth Banks is like, "Welcome to the planet." It's like that's how you get the job. Apparently, you're not hired. You're freelance or whatever, just so we can kind of maintain that distance or whatever. Or like at the beginning, like when people are like, "We need a page 1 story," and like about the Spider-Man guys, like, "I don't know, whatever." Spider-Man.
He sold out every copy.
Every copy, front page,
and move the other story to page 8. We already got page 8 book. Make it happen. Yeah. It's just he's so fucking good.
Yeah,
so good. And like I think the other thing, they did it in the other movie, the second movie with the vibrating desk to get his attention, where Felicia would push the fucking Miss Brandy or whatever the fuck her name was.
I'm getting too angry or whatever. To remind you or whatever.
Yeah, this fucking desk would vibrate, and he kept doing them. Like that whole scene was great, and then he'd calm down. Yes, how can I help you? Like that whole scene was just it's great. I think J. Jonah was something they just added at the end of the second.
Well, they bring him around.
Well, just I think it was the wink and a nod. You know, he's still here.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's in the more of the Alex Jones role, which puts him more directly as an antagonist, whereas J. Jonah is not really. I don't know. He's not like a villain. Whereas like in some of the later ones, they make him like he's a full-on villain. He's just kind of like a fucking asshole, and he's kind of like the media kind of portraying this man bad because it sells papers.
No, not only that, but it's like most people don't have an encounter with Spider-Man, so it's like you can believe he hides his face. Like the way he spins that he's a villain. He hides his face. What does he got to hide? If he's so nice, then why don't we ever see him in like a place where like things are the bad stuff happens because he's there making it happen. Like he's so good at being a fucking National Enquirer.
Yeah, well, they even
level
did like the montage of people in the streets, like Jim Norton being like, he's a menace and I don't trust him.
Yeah.
And then it's like Lucy Lawless.
I heard he's got 8 arms. Sounds hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that the Jim Norton thing, I didn't catch it the first time I watched it around. Then I watched it this time again. I was like, it's fucking Jim Norton.
Well, when I originally watched it, I had no idea who Jim Norton was. And then over time, he was like on Comedy Central a bit more. And I kind of learned who he was and went back and watched Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, look at that.
He was on a show called Louie, one of the Louis C.K. shows.
That's even like when I first watched it, I didn't know who Elizabeth Banks was. And I think this was one of her early works before she kind of like took off. To the point where you go back and go, yeah, do the DiCaprio point.
You need to watch 40-Year-Old Virgin again.
There's people in there. I remember Elizabeth Banks is in there.
Yeah, but like she's just like.
Oh yeah. Whew. Yep.
Hi.
Always ask questions.
Yeah, but that girl, she's gonna destroy you. She's gonna rip your mind apart. But yeah, it's there's no real contest. I'm maybe just still hung up on this because this was my first.
See, I think it's close between Homecoming and Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is okay. I think it's a little bit better than average. I'm bored in parts. Other parts are really exciting. I like the Gwen Stacy aspect of it. I think that's more interesting. Him being like, I don't know, being super smart is kind of like, like with Gwen Stacy already working at Oscorp and stuff. It just seems like, I don't know, some of this feels like fast tracked, some of it feels slow tracked, and I don't know, it's okay. Yeah. Whereas like Homecoming and Spider-Man are like really, really close. But what I think I enjoy a little bit more out of the Spider-Man movie is that it is a self-contained movie.
If they could just do more of the Spider-Man shit. Like, one of the best scenes in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 was when the fucking vials were falling out. Do you remember that scene where like the vials are falling out? There's like supposed to be like some kind of like a volatile concoctions and they're falling out of this briefcase and he's trying to get them before they bust open because if they bust open bad shit happens and he's grabbing them and webbing stuff and he's like touching other vials with his feet and like pulling them to his hands and they did it one time in Homecoming when he's doing the ATM robbery thing and he like attaches to the fucking roof and he puts his foot on a guy and draws him in and then kicks him in the face with the other foot. Like I want to see him use all of those weapons. You know, and the whole arguing with the suit thing was cute, but like it wasn't. I don't know. It was just kind of a tertiary thing. Him sitting in damage control, locked in the warehouse, and having a conversation with the suit was probably something that I could have just done without.
Yeah.
And then watching him like play with the fucking grenades and everything, like he was the most inexperienced Spider-Man out of all of them, and you're giving him fucking like murder, death, kill mode. You know, like that. That was the most overpacked fucking fabric suit I ever saw. You know, like it had fucking everything. Where the fuck did that parachute come from? Where do those wings like fold into? Stark is, I guess, I get it. He's brilliant, but Jesus. But the thing I also really dug was when he put on the suit and it was like all floppy and shit.
Oh yeah, and he presses
and then he pops the thing and it just goes and like form fits. Because like when Ned puts the mask on his fat head later on in the movie, it was like
it fits.
Yeah, it fits, but it was probably like before it actually goes form fitting.
Yeah. Which I think was why I like the original a little bit better because Homecoming Spider-Man isn't self-made, whereas in the other ones he became Spider-Man himself. He didn't need someone else to make his suit for him.
Yeah,
it was just a suit he put on.
Well, it's like the first suit still looks like shit whenever Tony takes the suit away.
Yeah. Because when he was running around doing it himself, he was self-made or whatever. But like Tobey Maguire kind of like playing out this cool Spider-Man suit, and then he goes into the thing with like a balaclava and whatever on.
Yeah, that's a nice costume. Your husband stitch that for you. Like that whole scene was just great.
That's good.
But is there anything else we need to cover?
I mean, we could talk about these for a long friggin' time, especially since we threw down 3 movies. But they're all good. I think they're all worth a watch. But I think if you're like, my friend has never seen Spider-Man before, like has never seen a Spider-Man movie, which one gets across Spider-Man? I think just throw down the original 2002 Spider-Man and kind of like, there you go. Someone who doesn't really watch superhero stuff, isn't into it, bam, there you go. It's it could easily be one and done.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas this one's okay, and then Homecoming is a full on. Okay, well, before we watch this movie, we got some homework to do.
Yeah, let's go on YouTube and find this inevitable. Here's what led up to where we are with Spider-Man, because if you're going to sit down and watch 18 movies,
Yeah, I mean it's like watching a show or whatever, where you're like, man, the 10th episode of the fourth season is like my favorite of this thing. Which, yeah, in all in all, it's probably better than like this thing on its own or whatever. But like you compare them directly, and you're like, well, if I'm taking this like out of a vacuum or whatever, it's not as good as this because it requires context
and
that is not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm not as attached to it. I'm not as invested. No, you're 100% right on that. And you're right. We could sit here and talk about so much more.
I guess if you want to hear us talk about Spider-Man more, let us know in the comments below. And maybe not immediately next month, or maybe immediately next month, we'll talk more about Spider-Man, or we'll throw up different movies. But this is always on the table.
Yeah, and again, if you're sitting here wondering, well, why the fuck didn't you do the Miles Morales movie? It's because we've already done the second part of the movie on that one, and the first movie deserves its own episode.
Yeah, and it was also four movies for one episode.
Yeah, I had to hustle just to get the 3 done this week. So, shit, I watched Homecoming today.
Yeah.
So
we'll get into the Spider-Verse eventually.
So now we're going for extra credit. I know you were hoping I forgot about it.
But it just occurred to me as we were talking about other movies.
So we also did bonus movie. We thought that maybe it would be fair if we threw in another Spider-Man movie.
Sure.
So we watched Italian Spider-Man, and it was the worst of all of them.
Yeah, so not even worth grading per se because it was like a web short. It seemed like done in the styles of old exploitation 70s styles movies or whatever.
Yeah, but like it was so over the top. Like the beginning of it was funny. You know, blackjack, you're dead. I also have blackjack. And then he whips out the fucking shotgun and starts going to work. That part was funny, and then the rest of the movie was super monotonous.
There was some stuff in it that was kind of like the guy that reacted to the meteor falling down, and was always doing that. That was his face for every reaction, and he was always just there doing the point.
And that's a meme too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've seen, like, when that part happened, I was like, holy fuck, that's that meme.
There was also the meme of him, like, whenever someone would disrespect women, he'd punch them, and then he'd disrespect a woman.
Yeah, and it was weird. Like, the other thing that I thought was somewhat amusing on it was the fucking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, he's always doing it. He was fighting the snake, smoke, like, fight snake, smoke, fight.
Yeah. But then he even does the whole thing where he's like, he does the fucking thing at the chicken and it lays the egg, and then he does the thing at the chicken again and it has a pack of cigarettes, and he does the...
And then he does the ad for it, yeah.
Yeah, like, it was a...
There's funny bits.
It was a weird parody, but it was like more... It was work.
Yeah, it's a parody of... old 70s exploitation movies. It's gotten literally nothing to do with Spider-Man, other than the fact he's wearing a red shirt and it's got a spider on it.
Well, no predictions, Nick, but if you had to give Italian Spider-Man a rating from 0 to 10, what would you give it?
I don't know, like a 2.
Yeah, that sounds fair, too. Yeah. Okay, well, now's the part where I'm going to ask you some IMDb scores.
Okay.
So, Nick.
Yes.
The first Spider-Man movie. On what do you think was the
7.5?
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
You said it way faster than what I could get up. Get it up. Okay, got it. 7.4?
7.5.
7.5? 7.4. Very, very close.
Okay.
Like alarmingly so almost. All right, so Nick.
The Amazing.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
6.9? Almost a 7.
6.9? Okay. That one got... You said 6.9?
Mm-hmm.
Did you cheat?
No, I didn't.
6.9, right on the fucking... Right on the money. Right on the fucking money. Wow, that's good. All right, so Spider-Man Homecoming.
8.1. Almost an 8, but a little bit better. I think most people will like that movie better.
8.1, huh?
Mm-hmm.
7.4.
Oh, okay. So
surprising.
It's tied with the other one.
Yeah. All right. So Nick, Italian Spider-Man.
People who watch it have got to know the joke. So I'm going to go with more of like a 5.7.
7.9.
It's out of 1,000 views. Yeah, I think the people who look for it know what they're getting into.
Well, I mean, yeah. I had no. I literally was tongue in cheek. I was like, we should throw this in there too, just for hoo-hoos. And then I started watching. I was like, what the fuck have I done? What have I done? All right.
I mean,
So
it's whatever.
so Spider-Man on Rotten Tomatoes.
78%.
I'm not sure because it's not loading.
Oh, okay. Is this the one time that Rotten Tomatoes is going to be down?
Why the fuck? And you know that's probably exactly what's going on too. Spider-Man.
Yes,
Okay.
the hyphen is important.
All right.
And so you can tell Italian Spider-Man isn't really Spider-Man because it doesn't have the no hyphen.
All right. So, okay, it's finally up.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, for the delay.
What did I say, 79%?
I think you said 79%. All right. It's funny because I'm getting Homecoming, Across the Spider-Verse, See All.
I was going to say
There it is.
the original one too old, but at the same
Okay.
time we've gone to older movies.
Okay, we got it. All right. So, you said what again
79.
for the critics?
Yes.
90.
Oh jeez. Okay.
And then for the audience,
I guess we got to go higher. 85.
67.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Okay.
Fucking crazy. All right, yeah, we live in bizarro world. Okay, so for The Amazing Spider-Man, for the critics,
72.
71. Very, very close. How about the audience?
63.
77.
Okay, they like it better than okay.
Apparently they did. All right, and then, last but not least, Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's going to be hard because it's a Marvel movie, and people are all over the place.
Go with your gut.
80.
80 for the critics?
Yeah.
92.
Okay, they did like it.
How about the audience?
93.
87.
Okay.
Still very high, with not much difference between the two, which I think is good. Oh shit! I didn't do Italian Spider-Man. It's not in there.
It's a web short.
Yeah, but yeah, those are scores I did not expect.
Yeah.
But who knows? People get different things. I asked him at one time what he dug like the most out of it, and he was like The Amazing Spider-Man to him was the most Spider-Man-y parts, you know, because he was doing like crazy shit like Spider-Man would do, which I completely agree with.
Yeah, if you're looking for Spider-Man at his Spider-Man best, like as the superhero, I mean the bits and the Amazing Spider-Man are really fucking good. Like just some of the little jokes, or whatever. Like when he pulls the car thief out of the thing, and the guy's like, I got a knife, and he's like, oh my god, a small knife, my only weakness.
It's my only weakness. Yeah, like it's so easy. Yeah, and like hits him in the dick with one of the shots. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of them are worth it. All of them are worthwhile watches.
Yep.
But I get the feeling that anyone watching this has probably already seen all three of them, anyways.
Probably, but and you're gonna have your own opinions. Let us know down below because I think it's very, very close between Homecoming and Spider-Man because they're both really good. But I think the clincher for me was J. Jonah Jameson, and also Homecoming needs context, and it's got a lot of little callbacks that are funny. But I mean, at the same time, like the Captain America callback, do you need it in the Spider-Man movie? It's funny, like so you got detention. You screwed up.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find that it's not worth it. Like that ending scene was actually. How many more of these do I have to do? That part was great. But I'll be honest with you. At the end of the movie, when that part popped up, I was like, "Seriously?"
Oh yeah. But now that it's done,
Yeah,
it's one of the best closers ever.
yeah. It's Marvel basically just being like, not all of them are gonna be fucking dingers.
Yeah. Now everything needs to lead to the next movie.
Yeah. But thanks for watching.
Yes. Let us know what you think. Like of these three, leave the sequels out of it because I mean, I really like this movie because of what it like where they eventually go. I try to look at these in a bubble as best I can.
Oh, this is an old ass. Like it's got literally all the chapters written out despite this one back. It's fucking nuts.
perhaps one of my oldest DVDs to the point where my Blu-ray player is like, yeah, this is old. We're not going to play this one. And I don't know if it's because it's a full screen edition or if it's just because it's that old.
This thing's worth money on the internet, Nick, I bet.
If it was, I'd probably sell it because I can't watch it. So I guess let us know what your favorite Spider-Man one is.
Please.
If you want us to do episode 2 of this and review Spider-Man 2 1, Spider-Man 2 2, and Spider-Man 2 3, let us know.
And then after that, on the third one, we're going into weird territory.
Yeah, we'd have to skip out on Spider-Man 2 3 because there is no Spider-Man 2 3.
Which there should have been.
I don't know. After watching Spider-Man 2 2,
It was so bad. Well, we're not talking about that one.
Yeah. I was not anticipating Spider-Man 2 3.
But they were. We'll talk about it later.
We'll get to it.
But they were trying to lead up to it so much. Like, just because it was in this movie, do you have any idea who the guy is that walked into the fucking cell and talked to Connors at the end of the movie?
I don't.
Like, I don't know who the fuck it is either.
I've never looked up who they were trying to set that thing. I know they were trying to set up the Sinister Six.
Yes.
But I don't know who would be like the mastermind behind the Sinister Six. I don't have no fucking clue.
Because I would think that it would be Doc Ock. But it's like, that's clearly not Doc Ock because the guy sounds like a fucking weasel and Doc Ock does not sound like a weasel.
Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to set up like a Kingpin or something like that and he was like a Kingpin minion. I don't know. No fucking clue.
I don't know. But, okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.